Hello, today I will explain to you why astronauts float inside the orbiting space station. Gravity does not go to zero outside Earth's atmosphere. Gravity is everywhere in space. It simply gets lower as you get further away from the planet, star, or moon. Since this is true, why do astronauts float when in an orbiting satellite around Earth? First, I'll explain what an orbit is. While inertia attempts to keep a satellite moving straight, gravity is pulling it toward Earth. Therefore, gravity is a force opposing inertia and forcing the satellite to move in a curved manner, as I show in the image on my right, where the arrows are not vectors, but simply show the direction of the effects. When the satellite is above Earth and moving to the right, inertia wants to keep the satellite moving to the right. However, gravity is pulling the satellite down. The result is that the satellite moves down and to the right. When the satellite is on the right side of Earth, inertia attempts to pull the satellite down. However, gravity is pulling the satellite to the left. The result is that the satellite now moves down and to the left. This whole process occurs at each point along the orbit track, resulting in circular motion. You can say that the satellite is constantly falling toward Earth, but always missing. And in a free fall condition without atmosphere, you feel no forces. Therefore, astronauts inside a satellite float when it is in orbit, even though there is gravity. Now, I will explain it another way. Even though the effect of inertia is not a force, we can treat it like one. We call it a centrifugal force that attempts to pull a mass outward when the mass is traveling in a circle. This is how a centrifuge simulates gravitational force. The centrifuge is going in a circle, and the person in the device feels a force attempting to pull the person in a direction that is opposite the center of the centrifuge. I show this in the image on my right, where F is the centrifugal force, m is the person's mass, v is the person's linear velocity, and rc is the radius of the centrifuge. An orbit is like a centrifuge where gravity is pulling the satellite toward Earth, which is the center of the centrifuge, and centrifugal force is pulling it out with equal and opposite force. Then, since the two forces are equal and opposite, the resulting force on the satellite and the astronaut inside is zero. With zero force acting on a person, they float. Thank you for watching this video. If you find it useful, please give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel. We will be producing new content in the future, so if you want to be notified when new content is added, click on the notification bell. We also need your feedback, so please leave comments. Goodbye.